dinner rolls. Who doesn't like them? I don't know anybody who doesn't. So today we're making dinner rolls. This is just a reflective silver bowl. I'm really gonna need to get better at this. You know what? Maybe what we'll do is make the intro last once I've calmed down a bit, because I feel like I'm always just like, oh. So what we're gonna do is take 2 cups of all-purpose flour. You can't even see the bowl. We're making dinner rolls. Nailed it. Take 2 cups of all-purpose flour. To that, I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of salt. Go ahead and just mix that around. Enriched dough can mean a bunch of different things, but in the case of this recipe, it just means I'm adding milk and I'm adding butter. What I usually like to do is I add the half a cup of milk to something that's microwavable, and then I drop in my 2 tablespoons of butter and my 1/4 cup of water, and then microwave it on low until I get the right temperature. Now that we have the right temperature, I'm gonna go ahead and pull it from the microwave and just use my whisk and make sure that all that butter is actually broken up. And also try to fling it all over your kitchen if you can. Yeah. I know, this is riveting. Okay. To our flour and salt mixture, we are going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar, as well as 2 1/4 teaspoon of yeast, which is 1 envelope if you buy them in the pack. And then we're going to add in our half a cup of warm milk, 1/4 cup of water, and 2 tablespoons of butter. And let's mix that up. Don't you hate this? See, this is why I said yesterday I don't use tools. Look at this. What a nightmare. All right, let's get that out. Just use your hands. This is why. What a nightmare. All right, let's move on with our lives. We had time for that. Okay, so now that we've been smarter than the tool and just worked with our hands, we're getting this shaggy dough. Shut up. I know you thought about Scooby snacks too. Anyway, all right, shaggy dough coming together. Now that we have the right consistency, we're just gonna start the kneading process. We're just picking up from the outside and moving it inward. We're gonna knead this for approximately 3 minutes. We're kind of going for more of a consistency than a specific number. And I'll show it to you when it gets there. But guess who decided to leave her rings on? I'm just killing it today. I'm just totally killing it. The main thing that I like about this dough is it works really well for a bunch of different stuff. I actually use this one for my sandwich bread loaves, and I've also used it for cinnamon rolls. I just added a little more butter to make it a little bit richer. Makes great dinner rolls. I haven't tried it as a flatbread, but I suspect that if you really just kneaded the heck out of it, it would work. P.S. Did you see my chicken pox? I'm kidding. I decided to be really intelligent and be all like emerald with some mushrooms into some hot grease. Remember I told you, you're learning from someone who barely knows what they're doing. I know. Yep. This little cutie is what you're looking for. It is very soft. It's still warm from the milk. It's kind of like towels out of the dryer. Anyways, when you squish it, you see how it comes back up? And also, it's gonna feel elastic, velvety, and soft. We're gonna put it in a bowl and cover it with plastic wrap and let it rise for at least 30 minutes, maybe longer. We'll check back. Maybe one day I won't be so messy when I bake. That day is not today. While we're waiting on the bread to rise, do you want to get the pan ready? Yeah, Me too, I know. So I have a very, very specific technique for this. It's called the Crayola method. Simply fold down the wrapper on some butter and then just go to town. It's really efficient and effective. I learned this, you know, my years in France. It helps if you go blah, 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 blah. I hate that I did that. I'm sorry. No one's ever gonna watch your videos. No, what I'm saying, when you can't go blah, blah, blah on camera. That's just, you just go blah, 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 blah. Anyway, now that we're done with that, we're gonna take a tablespoon of this butter, chop it off, put it in one of these, and just warm it up until it's melted. It's been 30 minutes, and it's looking maybe a quarter larger than it was before, which is what we want. We don't really want it to just blow up right away and lose all of its loft before we shape it. So I'm gonna show y'all what I normally do in order to shape my dinner rolls. Here's our dough. We're gonna take our bench scraper or a knife and cut it in half. I like to turn it and cut it in half again. Then what we're going to do is cut these in half. My 7th grade self would be so proud, along with my geometry teacher. Okay, set those aside. And then let's begin to shape them. What I do is take this pointy end right here and push it in, making a circle or a disc. Then pull in the edges, pinching them all together in the middle. Then once it's been pinched, I flip it over and do a small little circle on the counter. Now that we have them all shaped, just put them in your buttered baking dish. Make sure it looks like a flower, that's important. And then let it rise for about 30 to 45 minutes. So it's been 35 minutes, and here are our lofty, soft, adorable little dinner rolls. In the meantime, I hope that you microwaved your butter and also retrieved this from your kitchen drawer. And if you don't have it, then, well, you're screwed. I'm just kidding. But seriously, this thing is the best. We've got our pretty dinner rolls and our melted butter and our little baster. No. Brush? Sure. Okay, so grab your butter and generously brush, nay, baste the top of the dinner rolls in butter. This is a really healthy recipe, okay? Yeah. Kim Kardashian actually asked me for it. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. There's some left over, and I mean, who are we kidding? Okay. All right, once that's buttered, grab a little bit of salt and just in a very professional way, dust it over the top. We're gonna put these in the oven that has been set to 375 for approximately 12 to 15 minutes. We're checking for the color. I'll show it to you. They're goldeny brown deliciousness. They're perfect. They really are just an awesome dinner roll. Let's break them open. Still very hot. So, you know, I'm gonna lose some fingertips, but you're worth it. Look at this steam. I know, Archer, it's some incredible steam. They're perfect. Buttery, dense, but also light. They're just perfect. They're soft, they're fluffy, but yet dense. They're absolutely the perfect complement to, well, to gravy. I mean. I really do think you should give these a try. They really are just an awesome dinner roll. They pair well with just about any meal, but especially Southern stuff. Yeah, I mean, they're just awesome. They're worth a try.